Ever wondered what happens behind closed Amish doors? While modern Americans toast with expensive champagne at trendy bars, the Amish have secretly perfected their own drinking culture. Step inside a midnight farmhouse where wooden barrels line the barn, filled with fermenting beer brewed for months. This shocking truth will shatter everything you thought you knew. Not forbidden. Contrary to popular belief, most Amish communities don't actually ban alcohol consumption. The Ordnung, their book of rules, doesn't include a blanket prohibition on drinking. Unlike other strict religious groups, many Amish interpret the Bible as allowing moderate alcohol use, surprising outsiders who assume total abstinence from all alcoholic beverages. This reality shocks visitors who expect complete sobriety from America's plainest religious community. Backwards logic. The most conservative Amish groups often allow drinking, while progressive ones ban it completely. Swartzentruber Amish, who reject modern technology and live the plainest lifestyle, typically permit alcohol consumption. Meanwhile, the New Order Amish, who embrace some modern conveniences, strictly forbid any drinking. This contradicts what most people expect from religious communities and their relationship with traditional restrictions. The irony runs deeper than most outsiders realize when studying these fascinating contradictions. Germanic Heritage. Alcohol production connects the Amish directly to their European roots, where brewing and winemaking were essential survival skills. Many communities maintain traditional brewing methods passed down through generations from Germany and Switzerland. Men convert barns into brewing spaces, creating community craft beers using recipes their great-grandfathers brought to America. This isn't modern rebellion, but cultural preservation of ancient traditions that predate their arrival in the New World centuries ago. These brewing traditions were so fundamental to their ancestors' survival that abandoning them would mean losing a crucial piece of their heritage. The fermentation knowledge represents centuries of perfected techniques that modern craft breweries desperately try to recreate. Wedding celebrations. Amish weddings often feature homemade wine and beer served alongside traditional foods, creating carefully balanced celebrations that honor both joy and restraint. These aren't wild parties, but respectful family gatherings where moderate drinking serves as hospitality and cultural expression. Elder family members might toast newlyweds with carefully crafted beverages representing years of brewing expertise. Wedding receptions can last entire days, with different alcoholic offerings appearing at various mealtimes. The drinks are typically produced within the community by skilled brewers and winemakers who take pride in their craft. Some families have signature recipes passed down through generations, making wedding alcohol a form of edible genealogy that connects past and present through shared flavors and brewing techniques. The ceremony itself remains alcohol-free, maintaining religious sanctity, while the celebration afterward allows for carefully controlled social drinking that strengthens community bonds. Rumspringa experimentation. During their running around period, some Amish teenagers experiment extensively with alcohol, sometimes creating serious community problems that require police intervention. Reports document Amish youth parties with over 200 attendees, consuming large quantities of beer in remote barns and fields. While parents don't encourage this behavior, they often tolerate it as part of their children's decision-making process about joining the church permanently. The experimentation allows teenagers to experience outside influences before making lifelong religious commitments. Parents understand that completely forbidding exploration might drive children away permanently from their community and faith. These gatherings often happen away from adult supervision, where young people can explore behaviors unacceptable in normal community life while maintaining family connections. Some parties become so large and problematic that law enforcement must intervene, creating tension between traditional Amish autonomy and modern legal requirements for youth safety. Church discipline. In communities where alcohol is forbidden, drinking can lead to severe consequences, including social, shunning, or complete excommunication from the church and community. Members who violate drinking restrictions face visits from church elders and potential isolation from family and friends. However, the disciplinary process is gradual and methodical. Multiple warnings and counseling sessions occur before extreme measures are implemented. The primary goal remains reconciliation and repentance rather than permanent punishment or removal from the community. Church discipline serves as a powerful reminder of baptismal commitments and community standards that members voluntarily accepted as adults. Those who confess their violations and demonstrate genuine repentance are welcomed back into full fellowship with restored relationships and standing. However, individuals who refuse to acknowledge wrongdoing or change their drinking behavior face increasing social isolation that affects every aspect of daily life, from family meals to business relationships. The shunning process creates powerful incentives for behavioral change while maintaining hope for eventual restoration through sincere confession and demonstrated commitment to community values. Underground economy. A hidden alcohol economy serves Amish customers through discreet purchasing arrangements that protect both buyers and sellers from community scrutiny and potential religious consequences. Some liquor stores feature hidden back entrances, locals jokingly called the Amish door or the Mennonite door, where plain community members can purchase alcohol without being observed by neighbors who might report the behavior to church leadership. These arrangements acknowledge the practical reality of alcohol consumption among some community members while respecting their need for privacy and discretion. Store owners develop special relationships with Amish customers, understanding the delicate balance between serving their needs and protecting their religious standing within their communities. Some establishments create regular delivery systems to farms and homes, ensuring complete confidentiality for their plain community clientele who cannot risk being seen purchasing alcohol publicly. The phenomenon extends beyond dedicated liquor stores to include gas stations and convenience stores that maintain discrete sections or special ordering systems for Amish customers. These business relationships represent a careful navigation of competing loyalties, the NEAC, religious community standards versus individual choice and commercial opportunities. The underground nature of these transactions reflects the complexity of living between two worlds, maintaining religious identity while accommodating personal preferences that may conflict with official community standards. Medical justifications. Many Amish justify alcohol consumption through medical and health-related reasoning, particularly for homemade wines and herbal tonics that supposedly provide therapeutic benefits while maintaining consistency with religious beliefs and community values. Traditional remedies often include alcohol-based medicines and healing preparations passed down through generations of family herbalists and folk healers. Elder women frequently prepare medicinal wines from elderberries, dandelions, and various herbs, claiming specific health benefits that make consumption acceptable within their strict religious framework. These preparations serve multiple purposes, preserving traditional healing knowledge while providing culturally acceptable explanations for alcohol consumption that don't conflict with religious commitments. Elderberry wine is commonly prepared as a cold and flu remedy, while dandelion wine is believed to support digestive health and liver function. Some families maintain extensive collections of medicinal alcohol preparations for everything from arthritis pain to sleep disorders. The line between legitimate medicine and recreational drinking can become blurred, with some individuals using health justifications to mask social consumption while staying within acceptable community boundaries. These medicinal traditions connect the Amish to centuries-old European folk medicine practices that their ancestors brought to America, where alcohol served as both preservative and active ingredient in healing remedies. The practice allows communities to maintain their cultural heritage while navigating modern religious restrictions that might otherwise prohibit alcohol consumption entirely, creating a compromise between tradition and contemporary religious interpretation. Bishop's authority. The personal views and drinking habits of individual bishops significantly influence their community's alcohol policies, creating a complex patchwork of different standards across Amish settlements that can vary dramatically, even between neighboring districts with similar religious foundations. If a bishop comes from a family with brewing traditions or personally consumes alcohol, he's unlikely to create strict rules against community drinking, leading to surprisingly liberal policies in some traditional communities. Conversely, bishops who view any alcohol consumption as incompatible with plain living will implement complete prohibitions that affect every member of their district. The bishop's personal history, family background, cultural upbringing, and individual interpretation of biblical passages about alcohol consumption directly influence whether his district permits or strictly prohibits drinking among baptized members. These leadership decisions can create complex family dynamics when adult children move between districts with different alcohol policies for marriage or economic opportunities. Young adults might consider a potential spouse's home district alcohol policies when making marriage decisions, knowing they'll need to conform to local standards after wedding. Some families find themselves split across districts with opposing views on drinking, creating tension during family gatherings and religious celebrations. The decentralized nature of Amish church governance means there's no higher authority to standardize alcohol policies, leaving individual bishops with considerable autonomy to interpret religious law according to their personal convictions and community traditions. This system works well for maintaining local autonomy, but can create confusion and conflict when families and communities with different standards interact closely, or when members relocate between districts with opposing policies. Community responses: some Amish settlements face serious alcohol-related problems, particularly involving youth behavior, leading to innovative community responses that attempt to balance traditional freedoms with modern safety concerns and legal requirements. Educational programs have been specifically developed for Amish teenagers about alcohol abuse dangers, often delivered by community health workers who understand their culture and religious values. Adult supervised youth groups have emerged in response to problematic unsupervised parties, providing structured alternatives that maintain social opportunities while reducing dangerous behaviors. Large settlements like Lancaster County and Holmes County have implemented comprehensive youth programs offering organized activities, mentorship opportunities, and guidance counseling. Community leaders work closely with law enforcement agencies to address dangerous behaviors while protecting their young people from excessive legal consequences that could permanently damage their future prospects. Some families relocate from larger settlements to smaller, more isolated communities where peer pressure and alcohol access are significantly reduced, willingly sacrificing economic opportunities and convenience for safer environments for their children. The challenge involves preserving traditional Rumspringa freedoms while preventing alcohol abuse that can lead to accidents, legal problems, or permanent departure from the community. These modern adaptations represent creative attempts to maintain traditional decision-making processes while addressing contemporary challenges their ancestors never faced, showing how Amish communities adapt their ancient practices to meet modern realities. Hidden brewing. Behind barn doors across Amish America, a sophisticated brewing culture thrives in secret, with master brewers perfecting recipes that would impress commercial craft beer makers while maintaining complete discretion to protect their religious standing and community relationships. These aren't amateur operations, but skilled craftsmen who've spent decades perfecting traditional brewing techniques passed down through family lines dating back to their European ancestors. Barns are converted into professional quality brewing facilities, complete with temperature-controlled fermentation areas, aging cellars, and storage systems that rival commercial operations. The brewing process becomes a community activity where knowledge transfers from experienced brewers to younger apprentices, ensuring ancient skills survive for future generations. Some brewers specialize in specific types of alcohol: beer, wine, cider, or distilled spirits, developing reputations within their communities for exceptional quality and consistency. The ingredients often come from their own farms, with specialized crops grown specifically for brewing purposes, including heritage varieties of barley, hops, and fruits that connect them to old world traditions. Brewing seasons align with agricultural cycles, with different alcoholic beverages produced at optimal times throughout the year. Apple cider production happens during fall harvest, while beer brewing might occur during cooler winter months. The finished products are shared discreetly within trusted networks of family and friends who understand the need for secrecy and mutual protection. Some brewers maintain detailed records of their recipes and techniques, creating written traditions that can be passed to the next generation. Quality control involves extensive tasting and refinement, with experienced brewers developing sophisticated palates that can detect subtle differences in fermentation, aging, and ingredient quality. These hidden brewing operations represent a fascinating intersection of tradition, skill, secrecy, and community that challenges stereotypes about plain living while preserving ancient cultural practices.